The lives of humans and the lives of plants are deeply entwined. Plants clean the air we breathe, fuel us with food and medicine, and bring us enjoyment. Yet, not all plants are wanted. Some plants we care for and cultivate, but others we despise and destroy. These unwanted plants, or weeds, are seen as risks. Substantial resources are invested in their management. Resources expected to increase as climate change intensifies weed spread. Facing a future where people and unwanted plants will need to coexist, plants considered weeds and how people relate to them, work with them, and live with them are the focus of my PhD research. My name is Laura Butler and I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Wollongong. I live here on Darawal country in the Illawarra, New South Wales. But this isn't where my research is focused. For that, we need to go about 4,000 kilometres northwest to the capital of the Northern Territory, Darwin. Surrounding Darwin, in what's known as the Darwin Rural Area, is an abundance of horticultural land and operations. Here, a culturally diverse community of farmers grow fresh fruit, vegetables, flowers and potted plants, supplying domestic and international markets. Plants can thrive in these tropics, but growers must navigate extreme conditions, the rainless dry season and the drenching wet. Land use is also changing here, with rural blocks subdivided for development in a process known as peri-urbanisation. In these conditions, growers know plants well. Weeds around Darwin range from those known to intensify bushfires, like gamba grass, to plants seen by some as annoying, or others as resources, good for eating, medicine, and more. My study aims to understand the relationship between peri-urban horticulture and weeds in the Northern Territory, and ultimately understand what insights this relationship may offer for how people and invasive plants can more effectively coexist in the Anthropocene. I pose 4 research questions. The first seeks to understand the context, asking what human and more than human actors are involved in peri-urban horticulture in the NT. The second question deepens this, asking what knowledges, practices and relationships are important for biosecurity in this setting. Speaking to policy and practice, I ask how are the dominant biosecurity discourses relevant to peri-urban horticulture in the NT being perpetuated and/or challenged through relevant networks. Through these themes, I will address my final question. What insights can peri-urban horticulturalists in the NT share, and what capacities emerge here, in terms of how to live with weeds in the Anthropocene? To address these questions, I'm engaging with several fields of literature. Through these perspectives, I understand biosecurity and horticulture not as things done onto plants, but as co-productions of the more than human world. Taking a qualitative approach, I'm using 2 key tools for data collection. Firstly, growers are invited to complete an online survey. Secondly, I'm conducting semi-structured interviews with people involved in horticulture and weeds around Darwin. Most interviews are with growers and held on site, talking while walking together around the growing area. Walking interviews facilitate the participation of more than human actors who make themselves known as we walk. Non-humans are often seen as background noise. But what vegetal geographers explore, and where this study contributes methodologically, is recognising how plants do in fact play an active role in research. Plants trigger memories and prompt questions. They make themselves known with their tasty fruits, or bright flowers, or perhaps most of all, their invasive behaviours. Just as interviewing people involves preparation, so too does configuring research in a way that opens space for more than human participation. Plants may not speak, but they do communicate. Recognising this is a matter of attuning oneself to the senses. This involves observing and reflecting through qualitative field notes. For many, it may seem challenging to appreciate plants as agents with their own capacities. Yet as the climate changes, herbicide resistance increases, and plants and people come in greater contact through peri-urbanisation, humans need to embrace ways of coexisting with our planty kin. Understanding the insights that may be shared by those already living in this close proximity with plants, and investigating how to more wholly account for plant agency, will build on methodologies and policies in research and weed management alike.